planning a trip to Kyoto, Japan, this video is going to show you the top 5 things to do in Kyoto, but not the super touristy stuff that all the tourists do, rather the unique experiences you can only have in Japan. So recently Sabrina and I got back from a week-long trip in Kyoto. And it was absolutely life-changing. The people were so friendly. The food is amazing. The sights were beautiful. And the culture is so unique. It really is an amazing country. So I want to show you in this video how you can have a unique and local experience in Japan and not show you the tourist attractions that you can simply find on Google, no problem. So, number 1. Go to an izakaya. We had some of the best times we had in our entire trip at izakayas. There's plenty of different izakayas. The things to look out for when you're trying to find an izakaya is the massive sake keg that you'll see out front. This is a quite common sight outside of an izakaya. Izakayas also double as amazing restaurants. A scallop. We actually ate some of the best food we tried in Japan at an izakaya. Some of the izakayas we went to were Tayu Tayu for yakiton or grilled pork. Tuna University for tuna, which was incredible. For a budget option in Kyoto, one of the best izakayas we went to was Jumbo Yakitori Torizoko Sanjo Kawamachi Dori. Sanjo Kawa. Jumbo Yakitori Toriziku. Jumbo Yakitori Toriziko Sanjo Kawaramachi Dori, I think. So this is a very good budget option for travelers in Kyoto. It offers most of the classic izakaya cuisine and for an incredible price at 270 yen, which is about $2.70 Canadian, you can have everything on the menu, including drinks, sake, beer, and all the food.
All you need to do to order some food is press this button right here. Okay. And your waitress will be with you in a couple seconds.
So we had a really good time here, and I mean, you could spend the whole night. It was an awesome atmosphere. Number 2, go on a sake tour. This was one of our favorite things we did in Kyoto. You wouldn't believe how much goes into making just one bottle of sake. Besides that, the history of sake making is really incredible and interesting to learn about. We went with a company called JD Kai in an area of Kyoto called Fushimi. This is an area outside of Kyoto that's renowned for its sake making. During the tour, we got to try, I think, about 9 different types of sake. We visited a sake museum, and we visited a brewery as well. All along the way trying various different kinds of sake. You wouldn't believe how interested you are in sake, but it really is an amazing drink. And you get to drink the whole time, so this makes it a little more fun. And I mean, who doesn't like getting a little day buzz on, right? Apart from just experiencing the sake tour, you actually get to leave with a knowledge that is pretty handy when being in Japan, because this allows you to distinguish a good sake from a bad sake and also to understand what your preference for sake is. Number 3, experience a traditional tea ceremony in Kyoto. Again, this was one of the highlights of our entire trip. It's really an amazing thing to see the tea master performing the ceremony and making the tea and then getting to taste it at the end. It's a really unique experience that I think you can only have in Japan. This again is one of those experiences that not only is it an amazing thing to watch, but you actually get to leave with a knowledge of something you probably didn't know anything about before going. We attended a tea room called Tea Room Juon. And this was a great value for money. At only 2,000 yen or about 20 Canadian dollars, we got to watch the performance and we get to taste the tea, and then we get to make our own tea. This is a unique way to experience a bit of the Japanese culture that otherwise you wouldn't be able to. It was incredible to watch how much attention to detail goes into every movement in the tea ceremony. Number 4. Obviously one of the things you're going to want to do in Kyoto is go temple hopping. There is so many temples in Kyoto. I can't remember, but it's got to be in the thousands. Obviously, we didn't have enough time to visit all of them, so I would tell you to do your research ahead of time and figure out which ones you want to see. Some of the most beautiful temples we saw were Kinkaku-ji, Kiyomizu-dera, Fushimi Inari, and Ronji. Each temple has its own unique characteristic that makes it beautiful in its own way. And I mean, Kyoto probably has the most beautiful temples in the entire world. No trip to Kyoto would be complete without visiting at least one temple. One piece of advice when temple hopping in Kyoto is go early because they get crowded later in the day. Especially the popular ones like Kinkaku-ji and Kiyomizu-dera. Number 5. Number 5 is personally my favorite thing we did in all of Japan, and that was eat everything. Japanese food is some of the best food in the entire world, and if you're a food lover like me, Kyoto is a paradise. Ramen, kushikatsu, tonkatsu, udon, soba, yakitori, and of course, sushi and sashimi. The list goes on and on. You will certainly be satisfied in Kyoto. A unique Kyoto cuisine is the kaiseki. Kaiseki is basically a fancy and expensive. So that meal ran us about 190 Canadian dollars or more. Meal that the chef selects every dish for you, and usually it will consist of up to 9 or 10 dishes. We attended a restaurant called Ron Kukunoi, and we were certainly not disappointed. This was probably the best meal I've ever had in my entire life. We tried lots of things I have never had before and didn't know that I loved. Normally you're sitting behind the counter and watching the chef prepare your meal. And this might seem a little intimidating, but at Ron Kukunoi, they were actually very accommodating and spoke English very well. For a cheaper option and the street food scene in Kyoto, head over to Nishiki Market, where you can find all kinds of delicious street foods. Like I said earlier, some of the best foods we had were actually at izakayas. So make sure if you're going to an izakaya to not only drink, but try some of the food. So that is the top 5 things to do in Kyoto, but I'm gonna give you an extra bonus one. So, number 6. Number 6 is take a trip outside of Kyoto. Sure, Kyoto is beautiful. It's a paradise for food lovers. There's cultural experiences to be had around every corner, and the sights are out of this world. But you can easily leave the city to make day trips to such places as Nara.
Just chilling with my squad. Hey, don't butt me, man.
And Osaka. Nara is one of the coolest places we visited in Japan. Just seeing the deer everywhere was a sight that I've never experienced before.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out a cracker.
I thought the food scene was strong in Kyoto, but once visiting Osaka, I realized that this was the true foodie's paradise. I would recommend to anyone visiting Kyoto, make sure you get on a short 20-minute train ride to Nara and Osaka. Although I didn't visit, I hear Kobe is quite an amazing place as well. Okay, I hope this helped you plan your trip to Japan. And remember, don't stick straight to the tourist trail when you're there. Sure, there's some amazing things to see on it, but some of the best times we had were when we were lost. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any other suggestions for travelers on things to do in Kyoto, leave a comment below. If you'd like a more in-depth look at our trip to Japan, check out my vlogs. And make sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.